Hey everybody, Full Moon Cat here with another Carrion Fields tutorial. In this video I'm going to be talking about containers. Containers are things that you can put items into, and they can also sometimes have other value. So one of the things they start you off with in the game is a container, and that is this, a shoddy haversack. So if you look at a haversack, it gives you a description of what that item is, which you can tell is just a terrible container. These things are just the worst, but they do exist, and they can be used at these early levels to carry your stuff. And you can see that it contains nothing. So I've got a bunch of other items in my inventory, as you can see, and if I type score weight, it'll show me what I can carry. So I've got a number of items that I can carry. I'm carrying 28 out of 35 items that I can possibly carry. That is based upon your dexterity. So the higher dexterity you have, the more items you can kind of juggle without putting them in a container. And then you've got a carry weight, which is 41% of my max right now. That's based upon your strength. What containers really help with is this one here, 28 out of 35. So you're going to be wearing a certain number of those items. So if I look at my equipment, I've got my lovely fine leather gear that I've collected here in the academy. Those actually factor into the things I'm carrying, as well as my inventory. So that 28 out of 35 is manageable for me right now, but as I go through the game, I'm going to be picking up things and wearing them. I'm also going to be carrying more things in my inventory. And there are things that you cannot fit in containers. These are limited items. So your inventory starts to fill up, and you start to find out that carrying the number of items that you need to gets difficult. So you really need to manage stuff and determine whether it needs to be in your inventory or whether it needs to be in a container. So for example, all the stuff in my inventory right now, I've got some bread, I've got a couple of these copper pots, which are drink containers, I've got a key, and I've got some maps. So what of those needs to be in my inventory? Well, I'm going to probably be drinking water fairly often because I'm going to get thirsty in this game. So I'm going to at least want to have one drink container probably in my inventory so that I don't have to take it out of my bag every time I want to drink. That's not necessarily the case, but for now, let's just pretend that that's always true. And then maybe the rest of this stuff I don't need to keep in my inventory all the time. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. Put all haversack. And what that's going to do is going to take all of the items except for my haversack that are loose in my inventory, and it's going to try to put them into my haversack. So if I do an inventory now, I can see that my haversack is all I'm carrying. And now if I look at my haversack, I can see that all of those items that used to be in my inventory are now in my haversack. And if I do score weight again, now I'm only carrying 15 out of my 35. So it's reduced the number of items that I'm carrying because a haversack only counts as one item, regardless of how many items are inside of that haversack. So this is basically just a way for you to manage your inventory. I can actually wear the haversack. That is one of the items that will fit on one of the spaces in your body. The advantage to wearing your container is that now if a thief comes up to me and wants to steal things from me, they can't steal my bag because my bag is attached to my body. If I look in my inventory now, I don't have it there. It is now part of my equipment. So thieves can't steal things that are on your body. That's basically the only reason to wear a container. There are some really nice wearable containers in the game. There's something called a bracelet of charms, which is highly coveted because it also is a good stat boost as well as being a very large container. Most of the time you're probably not going to be wearing your bags, but if you do find that thieves are a problem for you, that is an option, and it's a good one to prevent thieves from stealing your bag. You'll find that your bags are going to just get more and more full of stuff you need. Preparations, food, drink containers, and when a thief steals that bag, it can be really, really frustrating. So if you do find that to be a problem, just keep in mind you can probably wear your container if it's something like a backpack, or there's something called a girdle of endless space, which is very, very popular. You'll see those. Those can be worn on your waist like a belt. And the disadvantage to doing that is just that you're sacrificing one of your inventory slots to wear a container, and often those containers don't give you the benefit that other pieces of equipment would give you. If I want to get something out of my bag, let's look in my haversack again. Let's say I've got one of these maps here. I want to get Galadon out of here. So get Galadon haversack. That'll get that map out of here, and now I can look at the map. I've got it in my inventory. Now I've got my drink container in my inventory for ease of access, and that's something I'm probably going to want to do, at least in these early levels. You'll find that putting drink containers in bags is actually kind of a nice thing to do, and something that is preferable in a lot of situations, because if you go into a room that is extremely cold, your drink container can actually freeze and shatter, and then you don't have that drink container anymore, and that can be really annoying. So maybe it's a good habit to get into, to always put your drink container inside of your bag and then have to pull it out to drink.